Now, would you go and believe it? This is my second PlayStation 5 no power of the day. Ticket number 13072. This PlayStation 5, when you go and press the power button, you get a beep every 10 seconds or so. But other than that, no power, no display, nothing. My colleague has stripped down the board and we're going to take it under the scope and have a look and see what's going on and see if we can fix it. Now, I'm not going to call this quote unquote easy, but if we had 2 fixes in a day that were roughly the same, which was some sort of shorted, try and say that 10 times in a row, some sort of shorted component, that would be a winner. Now, if you watched my last video, I said that I no longer really check fuses to start with. And that is usually because they never blow for me. So I don't think there's going to be any point in me looking. In which case, I'm just going to get straight down to the nitty gritty, which is checking for shorts on caps. I like to say the usual suspects, but there's so many caps on this board. It could be any of them. But generally just checking around the areas with the fuses instead of looking at the actual fuses themselves. There's no right or wrong way to do this, by the way. Each way is going to get you to the same conclusion. These all look okay. I do like to go to the back of the Wi-Fi IC. So just up here and check here as well. Again though, this one was slightly different. It wasn't just a straight no power. This was a beep every 10 seconds or so and then nothing. But Wi-Fi IC also looks good. Is this going to be one where it doesn't actually show us a short, which they're also pains, and they hurt my head. But sometimes it's good to have a little test, because otherwise you will not learn. Wi-Fi IC is okay. I have tested the 12 volts on this. We get 12 volts on the power supplies, and we don't have a short on the board of 12 volts. On the 12 volt rail, sorry. So I'm going to flip the board over, continue inspection. Let's check around Southbridge F7002. Oh, okay. All right, so around F7002, what are the chances that we actually have a bad fuse as well here, when I said in my last video, I've never had a fuse go bad on a PS5. Do we have a continuous path? No, we don't. We don't actually have a continuous path on F7002. So this fuse has gone. This fuse no longer exists. What I'll do then is I'll remove this fuse here. This will then let us know if our short is on this side of the board or the other side here. What's on the back of this place? Now, this area is very close to Southbridge, so I don't know if we're going to have a bad Southbridge. I would say it's more than likely going to be a bad Southbridge than something like a busted cap. A, because I don't get that lucky when fixing no power PS5s. Yes, we have a short here. But B, I think in previous occasions where I've had to deal with a short in this area, it usually means bad Southbridge. So we have a short on this side as well. So I can either inject on this side. We have a short to ground, specifically about 1.5 ohms, but take out my leads and you look at it 1 ohm or 0.5 ohm. So I can either inject on this side or I can inject on the other side. Either way, it really doesn't matter, but I'll inject on the other side of the board because that's where I found the short originally. And we have that fuse, so I actually need to remove the fuse. So let's take the fuse off now. I have some very, very thin tweezers at the moment. They are Qian Li, I don't know, however you say that, Qian Li. And they're called Ineasies. And they are amazing for super fine work like this. Recommended to me by Wayne from Get Refurbed. I can't believe that this fuse has gone after me saying that I've never had a PS5 with a bad fuse. What are the chances? There we go, nice. Just to test the fuse when it's off the board. Yeah, no continuity. And now it's gone forever. And just to confirm, is our short on the left side or the right side? So do we have a short here? Nope, no beep. Do we have a short here? Yes, we do. So we have a short on this line here. So I'm going to inject onto one of these pads and see if any components get hot. Like I said, it might be that the actual Southbridge, this is the back of the Southbridge, it might be that this area gets hot. So we'll go with 1 volt. Let's see what kind of a draw we are dealing with. How many amps? 3 amp draw, Lord above. Okay, so something should be getting hot at this point. I'm just going to use my thermal cam and see if visually anything gets hot, which actually, it's not Southbridge because I've just checked. Well, as far as I know anyway, we could sort this and then there could be an issue with the Southbridge still. I think it's this cap here. I think this cap's gone bad. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm going to zoom us in and we're going to use isopropyl alcohol, but I do think it's one of those two caps on the right from what I can see with the thermal cam. So we're going to place some isopropyl alcohol on and just watch and see what happens. So let's put some IPA here. Ready? Oh, maybe it's that small one then. Is it the small one? Let's try that again. So we're injecting here. IPA. No, it's the big one. Look. I think. Wait for it. Is it, or is it this one? I can't actually see. Something's getting very, very hot. But maybe it's not enough to get rid of the IPA straight away. Or could it be the chip? No, there we go. I think it is this cap. I think it's this cap. I am putting quite a thick blob on, but as you can see, I think it's dissolving it on the big cap. There we go. Okay, so I'll get rid of that cap, and we'll see if the short's gone. There's no way, by the way, that this actually works, because when you usually get a PS5 no power, it's never, again, quote unquote, this easy. And I've already had one of these today. My tweezers are not in great shape. I'm not going to use those ones. Use my new ones. I'm just going to remove this cap. We'll start with this cap and see what happens. I'm not counting on it being this easy. Expect the worst, and then you'll be happy. It's taking a lot of heat. There we go. All right. Short be gone, or short still there? In 3, 2, 1. Short be gone. I do not believe it, by the way. It was this cap. So this cap was bad. And I still have the cap in today's video. So it's here. So do we have a shorted cap? Yeah, we do. You probably can't hear the beep as I speak, but we have a continuous path through it where we shouldn't. As if. A little bit of flux on the pads. We have to replace both the fuse and the capacitor that we have. That and that, that and that. Let's take this fuse again from a donor board. A known good one that is. With my super thin tweezers. And take the cap as well. There we go, look at that. Ultimate precision. Add a little bit of flux and flow them. To be fair, both look okay. There we go. Just for the sake of tiredness. A little bit more flux. Just tap this side. And tap this side. And the same for the big cap. There we go, that'll do. May have just made it look a little bit worse, but it's what it is. Okay, now surely this can't be it. Sometimes electronic repair, from what I've experienced, is completely like that. You can have 7 issues in a day that you can't resolve, and the world is just completely against you. But then you have other days where 2 PS5s come in, and they're almost identical in terms of the fix and the problem. I really thought this was going to be a Southbridge issue. Okay, that's tidied up a little bit. I'm now going to test this. Actually, let's see if our short is gone, now that we've put the components back on, because I could be talking way too soon. Okay, yeah, no short. Short is gone, and that fuse is all good. We have a continuous path going through. Now I'm going to test it and make sure that it powers on. Plug it in, we get a crackle, that's good. Plug it in the HDMI. Okay, do we get a blue light? Yes, we do. So it powers on, that's really, really good. Does it stay on, is the question. And do we get anything on the screen? Nothing on the screen, but again, it could just be taking a while because it's been off for such a long time. There we go, processing. All right, it's probably going to be rebuilding some sort of database. There we go, preparing the console storage. But we get output. I just want it to repair itself, restart, and display the PS5 logo, and then we can call it good. But it had no power, and now it does. So again, this is a massive success. There we go. PS5 logo on the screen. There we have it. Your PS5 wasn't turned off properly. That is fixed. And just like that, again, we should have a nice, happy customer. And that's 2 for 2 no power PlayStation 5s for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.